Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into Massari Arena, recently renovated here on the campus of CSU Pueblo. I'm Kerry Sherman on ColoradoPreps.tv. So proud to be able to bring you this Class 1A Southern Region. 6 games today, 3 boys, 3 girls. Winners go to Broomfield starting next Thursday. Our first contest on the schedule is Granada and Wiley. This is a 3-6 matchup, or a 3-4 matchup rather, here in this southern region. Winner of this contest joins Shining Mountain already into the state tournament field. Shining Mountain won earlier today 43-28 over Otis up at Northeastern Junior College in Sterling. Receiving a lot of snow up there, a lot of snow falling in Colorado today. Number of us able to get out and brave the elements, bring you all of the action possible so you can just sit back, relax, and take in close to 30 basketball games today on your laptop at home or wherever you're at. Hope that you're safe and sound. Good crowd filing in here at Massari Arena. We're keeping an eye on all of our 1A regional action, as for the first time we're giving everyone an opportunity to watch the teams qualify as it happens. Just taking a quick look in on the western region in Glenwood Springs. Norwood looking to upset Elbert. They lead 32-25 in the fourth quarter. And winner of that contest becomes our second qualifier into the state tournament field. The end of the third quarter at NJC in the North Region. Fleming on top of High Plains, 28-23. Here we have the third meeting of the season between Granada and Wiley. They met on the 8th of December at Granada. The Bobcats won that one 58-36, led 37-20 at half, never looked back. Rematch occurred on the 12th of January at Wiley. And the Panthers exacted a measure of revenge, got a 65-53 victory there. So the rubber match with a whole lot on the line. You will become the fourth entrant into the state tournament field with a victory here. Again, so glad that we're able to be part of this event. We're going to go ahead and just step out as we get ready to salute our country with the anthem here. We'll be back to introduce the starting lineups in a few moments here on ColoradoPreps.tv's coverage of the Class 1A South Region. And welcome back in. Let's meet the starting lineups for today's first contest here in Pueblo. We'll start off with the visitors on the scoreboard, the Wiley Panthers. We'll start number 1, Caleb Herrera. He's a 6'4 senior. Number 5, Kenny Della Maestra, a 5'11 junior. Number 20, Eric Marquez is a 5'10 senior. Number 21, Matthew Aguilera, a 5'7 senior. And number 24, Cody Wallace, a 6'4 senior. We'll take a look over at the Granada Bobcats, the designated home team. They had a first-round bye last night, and they will start number 5, Colby Palmer, 5'10 senior. Number 10, Brian Gonzalez, a 5'10 senior. Number 11, Saul Pizarro, he is a 5'9 senior. Number 20, Coy Palmer, he is a 5'10 sophomore. And number 22, Caleb Harris, a 6'2 senior. Wiley got here by defeating Primero last night. We'll go on and see if we can get that score. Yeah. We go to coloradopreps.com for all of our scores. We take a look throughout the day, not only at the Class 1A tournaments going on, but other scores of interest as Class 2A getting some regional finals in today, as well as action throughout 3A and I believe 4A as well. We're saying that Wiley beat Primero 58-46 last night. Another quick glance out at the Western region. Late in the fourth quarter, it's the Norwood Mavericks on top of the Elbert Bulldogs. 34-29 as they just cashed a free throw. Today's coverage of the regional basketball tournament is brought to you in part by Ace Tire Service. They're proud to support all the area teams in their quest for a state tournament bid. Jeff and the entire staff wish all the best to all area teams, and remember that Ace Tire is your tire and alignment headquarters in Southeast Colorado. Ace Tire, specializing in all your tire and alignment needs. Wiley will be in the blue uniforms, Granada in the white. Granada operating towards the right side of your video screen here in the first half. In the center circle, Caleb Harris for the Bobcats, Cody Wallace for the Panthers. About to get underway. Ball is in the air, and Wallace wins the tip, but it goes to Pizarro for the Granada Bobcats. Hits it ahead for Brian Gonzalez. Back to Pizarro. Back to Gonzalez on the far wing. We'll bring it around finally into the hands of Colby Palmer. Back up top, 3 straight away for Saul Pizarro. No good. Poked out of bounds. And it'll go to the Wiley Panthers. Some full court pressure. They get it into Wallace, and he'll settle things down once he crosses the timeline. Goes away from the ball screen. Kick out, corner. Della Maestra puts it on the floor. Kick it back up top. Aguilera drive, floater from 15. No good. Rebound ripped down by Colby Palmer. He'll hit it ahead. Finally into the far corner for Gonzalez. Drive, floater for Harris. No good. Rebound by Herrera for Wiley. Gave it off to Cody Wallace, and Wallace will take his time walking it up the floor. Almost a minute played here. Again, gets the high ball screen. This time he uses it. Go dribble drive to the far side. Kick it into the corner. Out quickly. Now to Della Maestra. Into the near corner. And Wallace jacks up the long 2. And our first points of the contest belong to the Wiley Panthers. Pizarro on the near wing. Kick it up top. Gonzalez over to Colby Palmer. Coy Palmer into the high post of Harris. Harris kick out. Colby Palmer. Nothing there. They'll reset the offense. 3 on its way. No good. Rebound inside. Colby Palmer. He's stripped going back up, and Della Maestra comes away with it. Gave it off to Wallace, and Cody Wallace will walk it up the floor. Almost 2 minutes gone. Panthers wanting to control the tempo. In the high ball screen by Herrera. He gets it. We'll flip it over into the far side of Aguilera into the hands of De La Maestra. Killed his dribble. Gave it off to Herrera. Herrera off to Wallace. Wallace, hesitation, dribble, stops, forces one up, and gets it to go from 19 feet. It's a 2-point basket. 4-0 is the start for Wiley. Palmer up top for Gonzalez. They play hot potato around the perimeter. Finally in the hands of Colby Palmer. He'll try the three. No good. Rebound pulled off the floor by Caleb Herrera. It's the outlet to Wallace. Stops from 22. That one's short by about 3 feet, and it'll go out of bounds to Granada. 5:23 to play, first quarter. Bobcats trail the Panthers 4-0. Taking a look over in Glenwood Springs as that pass tipped out of bounds by De La Maestra. It's Norwood enjoying a 38-33 lead over Elbert, heading to the free throw line. Must be in the closing seconds there. Mavericks about to punch their ticket back to the state tournament. Kick out of the post by Caleb Harris. Gives it off to Pizarro. Fakes the pass on the drive. Misses the layup. Harris had the rebound. Stripped from him. De La Maestra with the ball. They'll make it out to Herrera. Finally into the hands of Aguilera. Brings it across the timeline. Waits for Wallace. Kick it across. 17-footer from Herrera on the near side. No good. Harris rips it down for Grenada. Off to Gonzalez. He wants to drive. Loses it as his pocket is picked by Wallace. Wallace stops, lets the defense go by, kick it back, and then gets it right back from De La Maestra. Wallace finds inside all alone Eric Marquez, and a timeout coming up by Grenada. 30-second timeout. As Wallace has had a hand in all 6 points on the board for the Wiley Panthers. 2 baskets to begin things. Nice assist to get the last score. I'll let you know that today's action is presented by Viero. You can now talk and surf at the same time on their new 4G service. 4G is here and it's fast. With 4G coverage throughout southeast Colorado, they're your best option for cellular phone service. That's Viero Wireless at viero.com. Bobcats will have the ball on the baseline. Full court to operate against. And Wiley looks to be set up in the 1-3-1 zone. Pizarro brings it up, goes far side for Gonzalez. Skip pass. And finally all the way back into the hands of Brian Gonzalez on the far wing. He'll dribble it up top, give it off to Pizarro. Back to Gonzalez now into the corner. Number 33 is Tanner Grasmick. He misses the three from the corner, and Cody Wallace will bring it up the court on a walk as crossing the timeline midway through this first quarter. Kick it off for Herrera. Herrera steps back, gives one off to Wallace. Wallace loses it into the corner, steps on the baseline before he could save it. Looking like Norwood going to go ahead and hold off Elbert, leading by 6 late in the fourth quarter. Colby Palmer puts it on the floor, gives it off, one bounce to Pizarro. Far side, that's Gonzalez, gave it off to Pizarro. Pizarro drive, kick, Palmer, three, good, and the Bobcats are on the board. Colby Palmer cuts the lead in half, 6-3, and then the Bobcats able to dial up some full court pressure. Into the front court for De La Maestra. He'll kick it right back out to Wallace. Wallace will feed into the corner. Three from Aguilera. No good. Tipped out of there by Herrera. He'll get it in the near corner. He'll jack the three. No good. Rebound pulled down by Pizarro. Puts it on the floor as he's going down to the floor, but couldn't control it. Lost it. And the Panthers, with their boisterous crowd, have possession. Wallace on the drive. Stops at the block. Kick up top. Herrera faked the free throw line jumper, kicked it out to De La Maestra, traveled with it. .244 left in the first quarter. And a sub coming in for Wiley. number 10, Caden Easton, 5'5" freshman, replacing Kenny Della Maestra. Bobcats hit it up into the front court, give it back to Pizarro. Gonzalez faked the three, drew the defense, kicked it inside, and nearly a turnover. It'll go out of bounds off of Wiley into the lineup for Granada. That time down the floor, number 15, Antonio Huerta, 5'11" senior. He's working the post area. Palmer, he'll fire another three and bury another three. Notting is up at 6, again into the full court press. And it's going to be a steal for Gonzalez, and Aguilera just grabs his arm as he's going up for the layup. That'll be the first on Matthew Aguilera. First foul of the contest. Gonzalez can give the Bobcats the lead with the first free throw, and he makes it. Number 45, Patrick Gonzalez, into the Wiley lineup. He's a 6-foot senior. Replaced. Have to look and see. I believe he replaced Marquez. Both free throws good for Brian Gonzalez. Bobcats up by 2. Wallace, skip pass, gets it into Herrera. Herrera got away with a travel, and it's still a turnover as Grasmick comes away with the steal of a pass intended for Patrick Gonzalez. Pizarro, hesitation, drive, kick, three, corner, good for Brian Gonzalez. It was 6-0 for Wiley as we got the game started, but it's all Granada Bobcats since. That's an 11-0 run. It's like a 30-second timeout. Now they're going to go ahead and set down, call it a full timeout by Wiley. Time to talk things over as they've seen Granada reel off 11 straight turnovers, playing a big part of the run for the Bobcats. As they've came away with a couple of steals, knocked down 3 threes and a couple of free throws. And Norwood has just eliminated Elbert, 43-33 in our 1A Western region. They join Shining Mountain in the field. Take a look and see how things are progressing in Sterling in our North region. Fleming and High Plains. Fleming with an 8-point lead late in the fourth quarter. Panthers with the ball against the full court pressure. Della Maestra, who checked back in, he has it. Looks into the middle for Wallace. Skips one ahead for Patrick Gonzalez. He'll peel it back out to Cody Wallace, and they will set the offense. High ball screen by Gonzalez. Wallace goes away from it, kicks it into the corner. Della Maestra, he'll dribble out of there. Give it off up top for Aguilera. Now to Easton. Kills his dribble and puts it back on the floor. Double dribble called. 1:19 to go, and the Bobcats back in possession of the ball. Pizarro across the timeline, looking at the defense. Hits it far side for Brian Gonzalez. Skip pass for Palmer. Up top, Pizarro. Now back far side. Gonzalez. Flip it up top. Pizarro, that three way off the mark. He knew it when it left his hand. Colby Palmer fighting for the offensive rebound. It'll go out of bounds off the leg of Matthew Aguilera. Keep it Grenada possession with 59.6 seconds to play. And after the conference, the officials decide to give it to Wiley instead. Against this full court 2-2-1. Get it in the hands of Wallace. He'll throw over the top. Della Maestra dribble, spin, floater, won't fall. Rebound ripped down by Tanner Grasmick. Makes the long lead for Pizarro. Kick into the corner. Gonzalez fakes the three, lets the D fly by, and buries it after the defense took itself out of the play. That's 4 threes in the quarter for the Bobcats. They lead 14-6. Get it ahead for Wallace. Long skip into the near corner. Three from Caden Easton. That's off the mark. And rebound again by Grasmick. Has it knocked loose by Wallace, but right into the hands of Colby Palmer. Brings it across the timeline and looks for his running mate, Pizarro. Pizarro looks back to the bench, gets the call from head coach Manny Gonzalez. That's Brian Gonzalez, gets it up top for Pizarro, back to Colby Palmer, 3 seconds down. Grasmick, no good from the corner. Offensive rebound by Colby Palmer, and we're done with 1 quarter. It is a 14-6 Grenada Bobcat lead here from Massari Arena in Pueblo, Colorado. Kerry Sherman back with you here from Massari Arena, campus of CSU Pueblo. Grenada Bobcats enjoying a 14-6 lead over the Wiley Panthers here in a state qualifying contest. Cody Wallace dribbles to the baseline, has it stripped, loses it to Pizarro. Saul Pizarro, he'll push ahead. Dribble drive, kick it for Harris, off of the shin of Harris and out of bounds. If you're late joining us, the Wiley Panthers opened up a 6-0 lead. It's been all Grenada since, as they've buried 4 3-pointers in that first quarter. Della Maestra ahead for Wallace. He'll set the offense. Gets a high ball screen from Herrera and tells him to go away. I'm going to dribble. Kick it into the corner. Della Maestra, nothing there. Peek back out for Wallace. Fakes the long three. Takes the ball screen this time, goes into the near corner, or far corner rather, for Caden Easton, and that'll stop the run as the freshman flushes a three from the far corner. Colby Palmer trying to answer. That one's short. Rebound inside. Offensive board for Caleb Harris. Kick it out all the way to Tovar on the far side. He checked in during the quarter break, fed it inside for Coy Palmer, and he's fouled on the baseline drive. Send him to the free throw line on the first foul on Eric Marquez. Coy Palmer trying to get into the scoring column. Will do so with the first free throw. Puts the lead back up to 6. Second one in the air. That's good as well. Makes it a 16-9 score in favor of Grenada. Wallace hits it ahead for Herrera. Herrera down into the far corner. Easton trying a three again, and he gets it again. Threes flying like the snowflakes up north. That's the 6th triple of the contest. That one way off the mark by Colby Palmer, and it's a defensive rebound for Cody Wallace. He'll dribble it up across the floor and kick it off into the near corner. Della Maestra, he'll try a three. That one off. Offensive rebound far side by Herrera, and Caleb Herrera banks one back in. Panthers within 2, 16-14. 2 minutes gone here in the second quarter. Far side is Fabian Tovar. His skip pass stolen by Easton. Easton pushed to the floor, kept the dribble alive, and long enough to give it off to teammate. That's Cody Wallace. He brings it across the timeline. Gets the high ball screen from Marquez. Kick it into the far corner for Easton. Into Herrera. Post up, turn around, air ball, rebound. Coy Palmer. They push it ahead quickly for Caleb Harris. Lost it going up, and Herrera comes away with it for Wiley. Wallace pushing ahead, stops, three, no good. Rebound into the hands of Marquez. Pop it back to Wallace, this time with his feet underneath of him. Buries his first three-point basket. Timeout, full timeout for Granada. Second timeout used by the Bobcats. We'll go ahead and step away quickly and be back with more second quarter action here on ColoradoPreps.tv. Out of the Granada timeout, Bobcats will bring it up the floor. Brian Gonzalez hits it near side for Cruz Vega, gets it right back. Back to Vega, and floated up top for Gonzalez. Gave it off to Grasmick. They play catch. Back to Grasmick. He'll try the three, and he flushes that one. Got to play for either of these teams. Better be able to knock down the 20-footers. That put the Bobcats back on top, 19-17. Skip pass from Easton to the far side. Wallace, he'll try a three. That one rims off. Rebound ripped down by Cruz Vega. Hits it ahead for Brian Gonzalez. Stops at the three-point line. Kicks it up top. Grasmick tries from 20 feet. That one's short. Rebound and pulled down by Herrera for the Panthers. Gave it off to Cody Wallace, and Wallace will walk it back up the court after getting the call from Coach Brian Dunning. Into the near corner. Easton tries a three from there. No good. Pulled down by Grasmick for Granada. Vega gives it off to Grasmick. Grasmick over to Gonzalez. Skip pass for Vega. Back up top for Grasmick. Over to Brian Gonzalez. Has the ball knocked out of bounds by a diving Cody Wallace. Just got the final from NJC, and Sterling as Fleming, the number 2 seed in that North region, has defeated High Plains 44-32. Oh, that group of Wildcats into the grade 8. They are the third team in, joining Shining Mountain, the number 1 seed in the region, and Norwood. 15-footer for Vega. No good. Rebound will go out of bounds off of Coy Palmer. Wallace gets the high screen from Herrera, kicks it to Della Maestra, three out of the near corner. Caden Easton is good again. He has 3 of them. And Wiley bounces back on top, 20-19. Gonzalez fakes the three, kick it across for Cruz Vega. He'll try the left-handed three and answer. (22-20). Bobcats lead. 2.5 minutes left here in the first half. Wallace gives it off on the far side to Caleb Herrera. Gets it back. Double team comes, and they're going to get a held ball. Possession arrow gives it back over to Granada, and the Bobcats will bring Saul Pizarro back in. Tanner Grasmick gets the breather for the Bobcats. They go back on the attack, and the officials stop play. One of the Panthers needing to tie up the laces. And we're back into action. Vega on the near wing. Skip pass for Brian Gonzalez. Up top for Pizarro. Back to Gonzalez. He'll dribble drive. Cut off. Goes for the high post. High post wasn't ready for it. And it's a steal for Wallace all the way. Layup is good. Ties us at 22. 2 minutes to go in the half. Pizarro drive and a offensive foul called after the pass. Cody Wallace steps up, taking the charge. Caleb Harris and Colby Palmer back in. Cruz Vega and Antonio Huerta check out. Huerta was the one who did not handle the pass to him at the high post that led to Wallace's layup. Wallace goes into the far corner for Easton. Easton will dribble out of the corner up top. And the Bobcats want a 5-second closely guarded. Instead, it's going to be a steal for Coy Palmer all the way. Layup, no good. And the rebound pulled down by Caleb Herrera. Cody Wallace will take his time bringing it down the floor for the Panthers. Minute 20 to go here until we hit the intermission. Hits a far side for Caleb Herrera. Bringing it back to De La Maestra into the near corner. Wallace, he'll try a three. And Brian Gonzalez pulls it down. Hit it ahead, gets it right back. Comes near side for Coy Palmer. Back to Colby Palmer. Three, good. 25-22. Grenada Bobcats on top. Wallace loses it. Puts the dribble back down. De La Maestra. And we got a stoppage in play as Eric Marquez is being tended to. Patrick Gonzalez will replace him. Kind of think he and Coy Palmer may have knocked knees. He'll come to the sideline with 37.5 seconds to go in the half. Bring the ball into Wallace. Wallace dribbles it off his own foot, out of bounds. And the Bobcats with an opportunity to hold for the final possession. They have the 3-point lead and will have the ball with 33.6 seconds left to play. The ball will be in the hands of Saul Pizarro. He got the call from Coach Manny Gonzalez. Brings it near side. Colby Palmer into the corner for Coy Palmer. Back up top. And finally over to the far side for Brian Gonzalez. Back up top for Pizarro. Near side, Colby Palmer making that 1-3-1 move. Down to 10 seconds. Pizarro gets the screen. Kick it out into the corner. Coy Palmer kick up top. Gonzalez looks at the clock. 3 seconds. Gets a high screen. Fires the three. That one's short. And we're going to the locker rooms here. 22 for the Wiley Panthers, 25 for the Grenada Bobcats. Kerry Sherman on Big Time Small Town Media's production of the Class 1A Southern Region for ColoradoPreps.tv. We'll be back in just short of 10 minutes for the second half here from Massari Arena at CSU Pueblo. Almost ready to start the third quarter here from CSU Pueblo. Terry Sherman on ColoradoPreps.tv. At the half, Granada in front of Wiley, 25-22. These teams looking to join Norwood, Shining Mountain, and Fleming in the Boys 1A state tournament. Interesting numbers from the first half. Teams combined to hit 11 three-pointers, 4 by Wiley, 7 by Granada. Only 5 two-point baskets, all of them by Wiley, as Bobcats have been bombs away from the perimeter. Cody Wallace will try to start the second half with one, and he comes up short. Rebound hit ahead, and it's a steal for Wallace. Wallace pushing up 1-on-4, and layup no good. He hits the deck hard. Felt contact, was expecting a whistle, didn't get it. The last man back down the floor. Bobcats skip pass from Pizarro up top to Gonzalez. Back to Pizarro. Wrap into the short corner for Coy Palmer. Colby Palmer skip up top for Pizarro. Pizarro off to Brian Gonzalez. Gives it off to Pizarro. Feed inside. Harris. Strip going up. Fouled. That one called on Cody Wallace, his first. And Caleb Harris to the line for 2 free throws. First one is good. Again, all of the scoring for Granada, either free throw line or three-point line. Second one for Harris is good as well. Lead up to 5. Big lead has been 8. Delamaestra dribble drive, baseline, no good. Rebound was in the hands momentarily of Coy Palmer. Delamaestra knocked it loose and then stepped on the baseline while touching it. Give it off to Granada on the turnover. 6:55 left in the third. Brian Gonzalez on the near side. He'll hit it back up top for Pizarro. Quickly gets it back. He can try to wrap the feed into the high post for Harris. Tipped all the way back out to Pizarro. He drives, kicks. Gonzalez into the corner. Skip it up top. Colby Palmer. And another triple. His 4th. And the Bobcats have matched their big lead of the afternoon, leading 30-22. Herrera in the far side, bring it back up to Wallace. Wallace gets the ball screen from Eric Marquez. Marquez knocked to the floor. They'll get Pizarro for running through the screen. That's his second. Just the second foul of the day against the Bobcats. Inside, kick it out. Aguilar gives it off to Herrera. Delamaestra, 3, no good. Rebound. Pulled down by Coy Palmer. Baseball pass ahead for Pizarro. Through the legs of Wallace, and Colby Palmer could not make the layup. And I think Pizarro is going to get his 3rd. Trying to prevent Wallace from bringing it up the floor in a hurry. He'll head to the bench, replaced by Tanner Grasmick. Back into the Wiley lineup, first time in the second half, Caden Easton. Easton with 9 in the first half, all on three-pointers. Wallace off the high ball screen. Hits it to Aguilera into the corner for Easton. Easton will dribble it out, bring it up top, and flip it near side for Wallace. Wallace gets the ball screen once again from Marquez. Goes far side. 3 for Easton is good. Cut it to 5, 30-25, 5:20 to go. Third period here on ColoradoPreps.tv. Gonzalez goes far side to Colby Palmer. Back to Gonzalez on the near side. Looking inside. Nothing there. Gives it off to Grasmick. Grasmick back to Gonzalez. Harris working the post. Split the top of the defense. Get it inside to Harris. Lost it, but goes to Grasmick. Grasmick's bank shot no good. Offensive rebound by Colby Palmer. And he misses, stepped on his own teammate. His couple of Bobcats ended up on the floor. And Wallace comes down the floor with it for Wiley. Get it far side for Easton into the far corner for Aguilera. He'll dribble drive, pull back out. May have capped the dribble. Nothing called. And the official's going to stop play. They want to check Caleb Harris, who they're going to see if he's bleeding. He took a shot boxing out and then went to the floor. His own teammate came down on him. The officials take the quick look. No blood. He'll stay in. Bring it into the near corner for Easton. Dribble out of there. Kick it back out for Wallace. Wallace gets the ball screen from Marquez. Kicks it far side. Herrera gives it right back. This time Herrera sets the screen. Instead, Wallace elevates for the long three. Comes off the mark and rebound. Pulled down by Colby Palmer. He'll hit it ahead. Gonzalez, three from the near corner. It's good. His third three to go with a couple of free throws. Put him in double figures and grow the lead back to 8. And a full timeout for, now they're going to say 30-second timeout rather, for Wiley and head coach Brian Dunning. And we remind you that today's action is presented by Viero. You can now talk and surf at the same time on their new 4G service. 4G is here and it's fast. With 4G coverage throughout southeast Colorado, they're your best option for cell phone service. That's Viero Wireless at Viero.com. Want to thank our sponsors and Viero Wireless and Ace Tire for supporting us and allowing us to come down and bring you all 6 games here today from this Class 1A Southern Region. Panthers get the ball into Wallace in the backcourt. He'll bring it across against Coy Palmer. Bobcats in the man defense. Wallace has to find relief in Easton. Easton gives it right back. Wallace calls out the play. Starts far side on the dribble. Palmer sticking on him. Gives it off to Aguilera. Back to Easton. Wallace faked the back cut. Instead pops back to a spot between the circles. Sees the count start, so he'll back it up a little more. They'll go into a baseline 1-4, flatten it out, look for pop-ups. There they come. One each side. Wallace goes far side into the corner. Aguilera brings it up to Herrera. Back to the far side for Wallace. Fakes the pass inside. Now finally into the corner. Easton, and he steps on the sideline as he starts his drive. Give it back to Granada. 3:06 left here in the third quarter. Again, we saw both of these teams in the Lamar Holiday Tournament back in mid-December. First time seeing them since. 3 straight away. Colby Palmer misses one and tipped out of bounds on the rebound by one of the Bobcats to keep it, or give it rather, to the Panthers. 2:53 left in the period. Again, these two have split their previous contests, each winning at home. Grenada by 20, Wiley by a dozen. Wallace stepped back, pumped the three, instead drops it inside Herrera. Herrera misses from 8 and rebounded by Tanner Grasmick. He gave it off to Brian Gonzalez. Gonzalez will give it up top for Colby Palmer. They'll bring it near side for Grasmick. Into the short corner for Coy Palmer, knocked out of bounds by Cody Wallace. Patrick Gonzalez reports into the Wiley lineup in place of Eric Marquez. Ball comes into Grasmick. He'll quick fire one. No good on the 3. Tipped out by Wallace. Wallace tracks it down. He'll go at Grasmick. Hard foul. And they'll call it just a standard 2-shot shooting foul. First on Grasmick. third team foul of the half. Cody Wallace shooting the first free throws of the day for the Panthers and gets the first one. That gives him 10 points in the contest, cuts it to 7. Cruz, Vega, and Antonio Huerta back into the Granada lineup. I believe it was Gonzalez and Harris who's checked out. Both free throws good for Wallace. Makes it 33-27 rather. A little slow getting it up on the scoreboard in here. Vega up top for Palmer. Grasmick gives it back to Colby Palmer looking inside for Coy Palmer. He finally gets it on the block. Kick it out. Grasmick trying to step back for the three. Travels with it, and as soon as the whistle blew, he nodded his head knowing that they had caught him for it. Turnover back to the Panthers. 1:45 to play, third quarter, trailing by 6. They've shown the ability to knock down perimeter jumpers themselves. Can cut this lead in half. Feed it into Patrick Gonzalez, turn into the paint, gets it to roll over the rim. And instead they cut it to 4, 33-29, 1:25 left. Grasmick and Colby Palmer, they play hot potato up front. Finally, Palmer drives, pulls up from 15, and that is the first 2-point field goal of the day for the Bobcats. Puts it back to a 6-point lead as we close in on the final minute of this third quarter. Wallace looking inside for Gonzalez. Has to come up top for Aguilera. Aguilera finally gets it off to Wallace. Wallace picked up by Coy Palmer. Gonzalez will come set the ball screen. Screen and roll. Wallace one dribble. Runs over the top of Grasmick. Wipe off the shot. Grasmick draws the offensive foul on Patrick Gonzalez. That'll be the first on Gonzalez. Second team foul of the half against the Panthers. Just 5 total fouls in the half. Not many more in the contest. Go far side to Vega. Back up top for Colby Palmer. Back to Vega on the far wing. Grasmick up top. Gives it back to Vega. Down wants to go into the corner for Coy Palmer. Instead, Colby Palmer pops up near side. Back to Vega up top. Looks inside. Finds Grasmick moving behind the defense. Easy 2 for Tanner Grasmick. And once again, Grenada matches its big lead at 8. 8 seconds left in the half. Crowd counts it down. Wallace trying to force one up. Draws the whistle, however, on the floor against Coy Palmer. And Palmer took the worst of it. Looks like he got a shot to the midsection. And a quick sub coming in for Palmer. Number 21, Brendan Burns, a 5'9" senior, his first appearance of the day. 2.8 seconds to go for the Panthers. Easton pops out. He'll get a look at 3. That one's blocked. And Colby Palmer comes away with it. 3 quarters down. 8 minutes separating one of these two teams from a spot in the grade 8 at Broomfield next Thursday. Back in 60 seconds here on ColoradoPreps.tv. Kerry Sherman back with you here from Massari Arena on the campus of CSU Pueblo. We'll start the final 8 minutes with the Bobcats enjoying an 8-point edge, 37-29. 11 field goals made by Granada through 3 quarters, 10 for the Panthers. Big difference, 9 threes by Granada, 5 for the Panthers. Wrap inside for Harris, kick it back out for Gonzalez. Didn't handle it clean, has to kill the dribble. Gives it up top for Pizarro, dribble, drive, kick. Gonzalez look at a 3. That one rims off. Rebound popped up and finally into the hands of Wallace. And he'll rip it away and start the bounce back up the court. 30 seconds played. The other number we were looking to tally up between the quarters were fouls. And that'll be just the 10th foul of the contest. That one on Pizarro. He has 40% of the fouls whistled in the contest. That'll send Cody Wallace to the free throw line. Cashed in 2 a minute ago. The officials wait for him to tuck his shirt in. He's out there with 11 points. That's second on the team right now. And first free throw no good. Caden Easton with a dozen. And he's connected 4 times from long range. Wallace gets this one to rattle home. And that cuts it to a 7-point game, 37-30. 45 seconds played here in the fourth quarter. Grasmick from the short corner dribbles out, gives it off to Colby Palmer. He'll skip one across for Brian Gonzalez. Looking inside for the post. Finally gets it into Harris. Harris has it poked loose by Wallace. And Wallace comes up with the steal. Wallace will bring it near side. They want to feed it into the post for Gonzalez. Couldn't get it in. Had to pull up. 15-footer good for Cody Wallace. Now with 14. That matches the high total in the contest by Colby Palmer. Palmer has it on the near wing, goes up top, gets it right back from Gonzalez. They want to feed it inside for Harris. Grasmick dropping it into the far corner for Pizarro. Out there with the 4 personal fouls. Colby Palmer into the corner. 3. Grasmick, good. Tanner Grasmick's second 3. Back to the 8-point advantage. Again, that is the largest that Grenada has enjoyed today. High ball screen for Wallace. Fires up an air ball. Rebound pulled down for Grasmick. Threw it off to Colby Palmer as Palmer was falling to the floor. He's called for the travel. Coy Palmer checks back in for Grenada. Got that little breather after taking the shot to the midsection late in the third. Delamaestre back in for Grenada, and for Wiley, and he'll trigger the inbounds. Got to get it in. Finally gets it into Easton to avoid the 5 count. Gives it off to Wallace. Wallace elevates from 16. That one short. Gets his own miss. He'll slice inside. Layup rolls home. Had a big night last night. Trying to do it again. As he up to 16. Grasmick gives it back. Colby Palmer, college range 3. He's good. Now the 9-point advantage becomes the biggest of the day for the Bobcats. And as Wallace goes on the drive, the timeout for Coach Brian Dunning. Wait to see what they signal. 30-second timeout, so he's used both 30s, has 2 fulls still in his pocket. Today's coverage of the regional basketball tournament is brought to you in part by Ace Tire Service. They're proud to support all the area teams in their quest for a state tournament bid. Jeff and the entire staff wish all the best to all area teams, and remember that Ace Tire is your tire and alignment headquarters in Southeast Colorado. Ace Tire, specializing in all your tire and alignment needs. 5:24 left in the contest. Panthers trail by 9. They'll inbound and right in front of their own bench. Della Maestra will handle it. Our next contest will be a girls championship, regional championship match. And that is the number 3 seed, Centennial. 3 on its way for Easton. Rims off. Offensive rebound. Herrera can't get it to go back. Tip out and brought in by Brian Gonzalez. Centennial will be facing the 4 seed Eads, and a travel called inside against Granada. Eads defeated Cotopaxi in a semifinal contest last night, or yesterday afternoon rather. Centennial, the Lady Rams, got a bye for winning their district tournament. Again, that's our next contest. We still have 4:50 to play here. Wallace drive, floater on the baseline, won't roll home. Patrick Gonzalez stick back, cut it to 7. It's his second basket. And Saul Pizarro will slow it down. Hit it far side for Brian Gonzalez into the far corner. Colby Palmer back up top. Gonzalez, they want to wrap it inside. Unable to do so, gave it off to Colby Palmer. It's like Antonio Huerta working the post, working against Patrick Gonzalez. And Colby Palmer gives it off to Pizarro. And if they're just extending that zone or if they've actually picked up man, gave it off to Colby Palmer, goes far side. Brian Gonzalez draws the defense, kick inside Grasmick, skip it out, Pizarro, and says, let's work some more clock. We've gone under 4 minutes to play. Kick it down into the corner for Grasmick. Adjust the camera a little bit here and get you more of the action. And Wallace gives up a foul on Brian Gonzalez, his second, just the third team foul. Panthers have to give up quite a few here to extend the game. Coy Palmer back in. Grasmick comes out. He's holding his throat. Aguilera back into the Panther lineup in place of Della Maestra. Easton nearly comes away with a steal at midcourt. Quickly up ahead for Coy Palmer, back out. Now to Colby Palmer. And a timeout for Granada. Opportunity for Coach Gonzalez to set some offense here. It's a full timeout. Bobcats will have 2 timeouts left. 2 each way. We're taking a look on ColoradoPreps.com, your source for all scores for all classes in Colorado high school sports. We'll start off in this Class 1A, the Western region. Saw Norwood defeat Elbert 43-33. Shining Mountain in the northern region knocked off Otis 43-28. Fleming took care of High Plains 44-32. Last boys matchup in Sterling will be the number 3 seed Caliche against Pawnee. So far the top 2 seeds have advanced. No other contests have gone final on the boys' side in any classification today. Ball comes into Gonzalez. He'll give it back to Pizarro. Easton harassing him. Gives it into the far corner. Quickly back out to Pizarro. And he is fouled. That'll be the third on Cody Wallace. His third, team's fourth. Pizarro. Drive, kick, back out. Burn some more clock. Colby Palmer just hands it off to Pizarro. Pizarro across the top. Gets the screen from Gonzalez. Dribbles it out and kicks it to Colby Palmer. Give off to Gonzalez. Skip it across for Pizarro. Pizarro Into the corner for Coy Palmer. Kick it back out. 3 minutes left now. Coy Palmer back up top for Pizarro. And Easton finally able to give up the foul. His first, 5th on the team. Still have to give up 2 more to put Granada at the line in the bonus. Pizarro gets it in for Coy Palmer, gets it right back, flip back to Palmer on the wing. And Aguilera tried 3 times to give up the foul. They finally gave it to him right as the pass was being thrown cross court. Would have been a layup. Now the officials in a discussion. Yeah, no time came off the clock. That's what they were deciding. They will burn 3 seconds, bring us down to 2:49 left. And they never signaled a foul. Instead, we'll have a timeout, full timeout for the Panthers. Their second to last one. Since we're down here in Pueblo, we'll take a quick look at scores involving the Pueblo teams. In the 4A girls, coverage also available on Chassa TV. One of the number 1 seeds in the tournament, Pueblo South, defeated a number 2 seed, Mesa Ridge, 54-33. Pueblo West, also a 1 seed, defeated Centaurus, a 2 seed, 40-29. So 2 Pueblo teams into the Final Four. Those will be played at, I believe, the Coors Event Center and campus of Colorado, or University of Colorado in Boulder. A little bit of chaos created by the snow for 2A, as all the games played at Frederick High School have been postponed to Sunday. Those championship games. Gonzalez gives it up top for Colby Palmer, back to Gonzalez. The Panthers trying to give up the foul. Haven't been able to do so. Drive, kick, Gonzalez fakes the 3, brings it back out, and now a foul called on Wallace. That'll be his 4th. 6th on the team. And Eric Marquez checks out, and I think he's the one Coach Dunning wanted to give up the foul. Feed inside, layup up and in by Brian Gonzalez. And back out to the 9-point lead. Bobcats burned almost 2 minutes on that trip. Long 3 for Wallace, and can't be saved on the far side by Aguilera. Marquez back in for Patrick Gonzalez. We tick down to 2 minutes left. Pizarro at the head for Brian Gonzalez. They'll kick it back out to Pizarro. Dropping it in for Gonzalez. Feed inside. Huerta had his layup blocked out. I believe it was Herrera. Wallace coming away. Gets the ball screened by Marquez. Fakes the 3. Comes near side. Easton gets it back up top for Wallace. Dribbles back out. Gives it to Herrera. Herrera looking inside. Hands off Easton. Burning precious seconds. Down under a minute and a half now. Aguilera gives it off Wallace into Easton. Easton drives baseline. Kick it across inside. Herrera 2 up. No good. And Brian Gonzalez will head to the free throw line to shoot the 1-and-1. Foul given up by Caden Easton. Della Maestra back in place of Caleb Herrera on the Wiley side. Get down here for you the free throws. Front end of the 1-and-1. Too strong by Gonzalez. Rebound tracked down by Wallace. Got to get shots in a hurry. No time came off again. They'll burn a couple seconds and stop it. Not sure if they're using the automated system here where the officials' whistles stop the play. They'll come over and set the clock where they want it. Currently showing 103. They actually put a second back on. Wallace hits it near side. Easton step back, long three, no good. Rebound for Caleb Harris, outlet ahead for Pizarro. Easton tracking him down, trying to give up the foul. Ahead, Harris, layup, good. First field goal, go with a couple of free throws, down to 40 seconds. 11-point lead. Wallace, long three, tickles Twine. And the final timeout for Wiley with 35 seconds to play. They trail by 8. Need to come up with some steals. Can only stop the clock with fouls now as they've burned their final timeout. Glancing in on the 1A Northern Region Girls Contest currently underway at Northeastern Junior College in Sterling. Jim Elliott on top of Idalia, 15-12. That's in the second quarter. A lot of fouls in that contest, 14 between the two already early in the second quarter. That coverage also available on ColoradoPreps.tv. Open baseline for Pizarro, gets it in for Colby Palmer. And nearly a turnover. A lot of players on the floor. Aguilera comes away with it. Easton three from the corner. It's good. Don't go away yet. 5-point game. Get it in. Pizarro nearly has his pocket picked. Ahead, feed. Grasmick, layup, good. And that may be the final dagger. Now Wallace, however, fouled from behind with 8.7 seconds to go. And Pizarro fouls out. 8.7 seconds to go. Did not score in the contest. Wasn't asked to score, though, as his challenge was holding down Cody Wallace. Wallace with 19. Ball tipped out of bounds. Actually, that game between Jim Elliott and Idalia Girls has gone to half. Wallace forces one up. Drew nothing. It goes out of bounds to Granada. 3.8 seconds to go. And Coach Dunning says, play it straight up. No fouls. They'll get the ball into Gonzalez. Give it over to Colby Palmer. And that is that. A 49-42 victory for the Granada Bobcats as they take their legendary head coach, Manny Gonzalez, back to the state tournament. He and assistant coach John Hopper do the hip bump in celebration. So the Granada Bobcats join Shining Mountain and Fleming from the North region, Norwood from the West region. Half of our 1A tournament field settled on the boys' side. We'll figure out who the next entrant for the girls will be as we see Centennial and Eads here in 10 minutes. I'm Kerry Sherman from ColoradoPreps.tv. Hope you come back and join us for our next contest.